Wrapping up the news conference there, very short. Obviously, not a lot to talk about yet because they're still in the very early stage of the assessment of the situation of these tornadoes that came through. You heard him say many injuries, and they're still trying to assess a number of injuries. There is one fatality, excuse me, to report, and that was in the east part of the county. The Red Cross, when we've been talking about this too pretty much all morning, the Red Cross has been contacted and they will be brought in to help set up shelters for those who don't have power and need a place. Oh, thanks. Yeah, need a place to go in order to get out of the heat because it will be a little warmish today. Because it's still in the early stages of this assessment, the Red Cross has not set up any of those shelters just yet. Once we find out those, though, we will pass that along. You heard Judge Mooring say that emergency disaster declarations have been declared on the county level. That's a start now. They have made contact with Little Rock to get it on a state level, and that will move it on to a federal level. But declaring it on a county level actually gets the process started to get funds and resources into this area to be able to help out those who are in need. You heard Robert McGowan say that the worst hit areas as far as damage is concerned, although it's going to be widespread, is Decatur and the Rocky Branch area. We have shown you that video out of Decatur. West of Decatur, that these homes were hit very hard. This is in downtown Rogers, around the square that was hit as well this morning. A lot of damage there. Susie Q was wiped out. A Casey's down the street wiped out. A number of homes were damaged. A lot of businesses have a lot of damage. And you heard him say at the end, and Scott, you and I talked about this as well. We know you want to help. We know that this area has always been a place when something happens that you want to help out. In this case, there's not. It makes it there. That's the Decatur. I believe that's live, right, from Decatur. That is a live picture from that neighborhood. Trees sheared off, cars flipped over, houses that are damaged. You can see off in the distance even more houses and structures wiped out or heavily damaged. And when you see cars flipped over like this, you know this was a powerful storm. But just to get back, we know you want to help. They are in the process of getting a method and a system for you to help, which in a way that'll make it a lot easier than doing it now. You do it now, it makes it worse. If you wait, they're basically saying, if you just be patient, we will have a system set up that will be beneficial to everybody.
You're exactly right. They're saying, we know we are going to need help, but right now we don't know the best way for you to help. They are still in active search and rescue.
Right.
What we heard Robert McGowan say is they've not made it to every location impacted by this storm. We watched them spend about 2 hours with numerous crew, including they even brought inmates from the Benton County Jail to come work chainsaws. It still took about 2 hours just to get emergency crews into the area we're looking at live now. So knowing that not everyone's been checked in on yet is a little concerning, to be honest. Exactly, we have one confirmed fatality, multiple injuries cited by the county judge there, and we've still not checked in on everyone just yet. There will be a way to help. We just don't know the best way at this time.
Part of that damage we've been reporting on all morning long have been in neighborhoods, and Zach Scott is actually in one of the neighborhoods as well. Zach, if you can hear me, tell us where you are in relation to the downtown area and what you're seeing out there.
Yeah, guys, we are just east of downtown Rogers. We're about 0.7 miles from downtown, so we're pretty close here. We're basically in between. We showed you this morning Susie Q, significant damage there. Looks like the building's a total loss. And then the rental company on Walnut, that was some of the worst damage we've seen here. We're in between that. It looks like the tornado, the strong winds, all of it mixed together. I mean, it certainly looks like tornado damage, right? And we can put that right with radar and feel confident that at times we at least had a tornado on the ground with damaging winds coming through. There's debris kind of wrapped everywhere. We've got trees going in this direction, trees going in that direction, trees going in that direction. It's quiet in here too, though. There are some folks kind of walking around, but they're a little stunned. There are some folks just checking on some people. We're here at Maple and 10th Street. So again, about 0.7 miles away from downtown. Just spoke with a woman. She's inside this house here behind me. She got over here as fast as she could. She was checking on her grandmother, 81 years old, lives here by herself. She has a massive oak tree that's down across the back of the not on the house, but in the backyard. And then you can see here, we can get a little bit closer, Josh, massive tree here, at least about a 3-4 foot hole there with the root ball coming out, tree going across the road. They were grateful, didn't want to talk, but we're super grateful here. If that tree would have fallen the other way, her grandmother was in that back closet there, and the tree would have been right in line for that. And we can't really get back in there. You see these lines coming down. There's trees everywhere. We're here in that Maple from east to west here is one of the harder hit streets. There are some trees on some homes. We are getting reports of that a little bit. We haven't made our way back in there yet, and we're just hoping that that these trees, maybe they were close enough to the home where they kind of fall on the home a little bit. They're not able to really do a lot of damage go into the home, but these are large trees. These are heavy trees, and they do a lot of damage. And we do know that there are some on top of these homes. This tree right here, you can't see it. There's so much debris there, but there is a house on the backside here. We spoke with the gentleman that lives in this house. He's kind of going around checking on his neighbors here. He hasn't been able to get back there yet to check on that neighbor, and that neighbor does have trees on their house. So he's a little concerned there. Again, extensive damage here. And we can see and hear fire trucks driving by, police vehicles driving by, but we're just on the edges of some of these neighborhoods. And I know you guys have been talking about that. The damage is so extensive in some communities here in Benton County. It's hard. You can just get to the edge of these neighborhoods, and then you got to park your car, you got to get out, and you got to get on foot to get in there. But also the folks in there, they're trapped. They can't get out either. And so there's a lot of stunned folks. There's a lot of concerned people. But as of right now, we're hearing some good stories. Everybody here on this block that we can tell is okay. And I know she was very excited to know that her grandmother's okay, and she's in there with her, comforting her. She said she never even heard the storm. So, I mean, it came in quick. Everybody wants to know, was it a tornado? How strong was it? We're going to find out. National Weather Service will be here, but the National Weather Service in Tulsa, this wasn't the only area that they were covering that was hit hard last night. So they've got their teams out in full force, and they'll be here as soon as they can, and we'll get that information out there. But we know there were some tornadoes in the county, and there were some damaging winds for sure.
Hey, Zach, as you were walking around or getting to that neighborhood, obviously you're seeing a lot. Is this pretty much what we're seeing around that whole area?
Yes. Now there's still, if we could get a drone up, we could get an aerial shot. I mean, there's a path there. When we're kind of in and out of it, there's a clear path that's the worst, okay? But you can tell that the winds extended out a large area. And this might be one of those situations where sometimes they come back and there's the tornado path, or the width of it was 400 yards wide. The main cone, if the tornado was on the ground, the main cone may have come through a specific localized area. But you can still get little vortices that can reach out, and the damaging winds that come in on the backsides of these storms, they can still reach out for a ways. So yes, when we leave this neighborhood, there's damage scattered over there. Not this bad, but you can still see that those areas were impacted. We're not far from, if you're familiar with this area, you come down Walnut, right before you get to downtown Rogers, there's a Walmart right there. We saw the Walmart crews are out, and they're collecting the carts. The carts have been blown away, the buggies that were out there. The little stalls that when you take your cart to your car and then you're done unloading it and you put it in the stalls, those stalls were taken out of the Walmart parking lot, blown across Walnut into the businesses and the parking lots of the businesses across Walnut. And that just shows you, I think, that as you're getting that counterclockwise flow, you're getting that tornado coming this way, it was grabbing, the force was grabbing things from across Walnut and bringing them to this side of Walnut, the north side of Walnut. And then as you get closer this way, the trees are snapped more. The tops of these trees are broken off and they're stripped and they're bare. So you can tell, I think the center of circulation came right where we're standing. And but you can see that the impacts of it were felt for a couple hundred yards out in each direction. And I'll tell you this, we still smell gas. We smell heavy pockets of gas sometimes, if you will. And we've had some of these, the people here have come out and asked us, what should we do? Is this bad? And I told them, I was like, you know, I don't know. But what I would guess is if you know that there's a leak around you, you're checking on a business that you own, or you're walking around your house checking out your property, if you smell or hear the gas very strong there, I would get away from that. But I think there's just so much gas in the air here in Rogers that everyone can smell it, and it's stressing a lot of people out because they don't know what to do. And again, we talk about these emergency crews just trying to get all around the area. There's nobody here to tell them what to do. So that's something that they're also having to deal with.
All right, Zach, thanks. Appreciate that. Continue to be safe out there when you're going around those power lines that are down. We'll check in with Zach here in just a little bit.